disclaimer. The only thing that separates us or divides us from so-called monkeys is morals. And the one that doesn't have morals is essentially a monkey. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the 5th episode of the Talking Voice Show. Today, you are not the main guest. Today, the main guest is my friend. Please say hello.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, or afternoon, depends on what time you're watching this episode.
Time is not real, it doesn't matter. Where you are, doesn't matter in what time zone you are, that shit is man-made and it's not supposed to be real. It's supposed to divert you from the sad reality that Egypt is getting attacked by the fucking Israel right now. We as Egyptians do not condone such actions, okay? We like Israel. However, Zionism is not Israel. Anyway, let's start with something not so controversial. Now, I've heard you moved to Germany recently.
That is true. I've been living there for, let's say, 3 months already.
3 whole months.
Yep.
What can you say?
Kind of complicated subject, to be honest. Very many sides and things you can discuss, but in general, people are nice. Many people drink and smoke. The technological part of the Germany has been stuck in like 2005, 2006. So honestly, it's a fucking disgust. I feel fucking disgust when I move from such developed
Like compared
country.
to Estonia, yeah?
Indeed. Yes.
Incredible.
That's
Why they
that's just
call
so
Estonia an advanced country in terms of technology, like IT technology, because we have internet parking, we have digital electronic voting, which actually boosted, like, personally, I don't believe in voting. I do not condone voting. I don't think you should be registering your outer profile into voting because it could be used essentially against you. I suggest you keep your voting record clean. However, Estonian government some years ago introduced digital electronic voting, which actually boosted the statistics. So now our participation is much higher than it has ever been, solely because we can vote while sitting our asses, sitting, jerking our dick, and with our left hand just voting at the same time, you know.
Did you know there are only 2 things you cannot do online in Estonia?
Which is,
Can you guess?
you can't sell your mother.
Well, potentially, I haven't thought of that really. But the
Human
first thing,
trafficking.
that is legal. Legalize,
Legalize human trafficking.
okay. But the first
said it.
thing is getting married, and the second would be to get divorced. Everything else could be done fully online when you, as you said, sitting on the toilet and jerking off to some fucking granny pornography.
But tell me, why do you think it's just the marriage that is not digitalized yet?
Honestly, I think that that's the most complicated process for now to do, well, basically without seeing the sides like the bride and the groom, plus getting all the ducks together. And I guess we would have that ability in some years, hopefully. I don't care, honestly, but
Fucking curious. I would have never guessed. I mean, it kind of makes sense that you have to physically go there as a couple to get registered as a married couple.
But at the same time, you could use some fucking Zoom or whatever to have a meeting and say, yeah, I'm agreeing to be with this person for the rest of my life, and the other side says the same thing, and this whole like hypocritical bullshit of yeah yeah.
But for
I don't know.
for the record, guys, it's the 1st of January 2024. Happy
So,
New Year's.
Happy New Year to all of you.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
absolutely,
We can-
absolutely,
We can celebrate that.
we will.
For
As a
fucking
matter
real.
of fact, we're gonna drink piss.
My favorite.
Now, remember, each episode could be lost, so make it count as a viewer, okay? Now,
Fingers crossed.
fingers crossed. Wait, this is fuck you. No way, no.
No,
Listen,
that's too funny.
listen.
to
This
come
is
to an
this
end
is
at
just
this
volume
point.
1. This is just volume 1. You don't understand.
Indeed,
There will be
yeah.
volume 2.
And 3 and 4 and whatever.
Yeah, that's exactly
fucking-
what volume 1 means. Logically. Now,
Yeah, God.
you're
damn.
trying to shoot the TV?
I can try and shoot the camera.
Please try. The TV camera doesn't.
I
TV's
just
better.
I don't want to spill much. Okay, and a 3 and a 2 and a 1.
Happy New Year's!
Fucking hell.
Where the fuck did it go?
That's right.
Shit.
Fucking-
Now,
Okay, I don't care.
while you're pouring, please tell me, what is the quote of this episode?
The quote of the episode.
Yes.
You're starting to ask the complicated things. I would say that to properly understand the culture, the music of some period, the art of some period, for instance, you take 60s, 70s, you have to take the most popular drugs of the era and then look like at an exhibit to the art or to the music to fully understand the concept and the thoughts.
That's fucking facts. That's
Yeah.
fucking facts because
Indeed.
drugs influence generations, right?
They do.
Especially in art.
They do. Yes,
Fucking amen to that. Is it your quote?
that would be my quote.
Fucking
Yeah.
incredible. Amen.
Can I drink that?
Oh yes.
Well,
Allah the greatest.
um,
Takes one
Let-
sip. Takes one sip.
let's keep that for later.
You see, I'm also French, which means I'm naturally Arabic by blood. Français. François.
Oh, okay. Well,
These
as-
nuts.
Sure is. Yeah. Well, as you can see, I'm looking as the most average Islamic narcissist. That's why I want to talk a little bit about explosions.
Alright.
And-
Alright. But first on, everyone is welcome to convert to Islam, right?
Yeah,
Everyone is welcome. Like,
anything,
no matter whether you're
basically.
white, yellow, black, green, really doesn't matter. Everyone is welcome.
What about
But
purple?
women.
Women? Huh.
Are women welcome to convert to Islam?
I guess so. It's
Very
2024.
controversial. Very spicy. Perfect.
Right. So,
How about explosions? What's up with them?
yeah. I was...
What's up with explosions these days? They don't make explosions like they used to, don't you think?
That's why... because everyone is being a pussy, right? You know?
Word. Word.
There won't be anything as big as it was like 2-3 decades ago. Never, ever.
Yeah, you used
Because-
to go out, you would like open your fucking post box and there would be a couple of pipe bombs and you would be like, holy shit, what a time we
That's
live
an
in.
amazing prank.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah, you know, pipe bombs, they just don't do such pranks anymore.
Yeah. Because everyone is a snowflake. And you cannot do anything and say anything these days. Well, anyway, coming back
snowflake.
to bombs and shit. I was cleaning my house like a couple of days ago and was looking through my personal stuff, you know, And I found one interesting thing. Maybe you would be able to tell me what are those purple crystals right over here?
Purple crystals.
Purple crystals. You can take a look, a closer look.
Is it from Pokemon?
No, no, for fuck's
Can I
sake.
squeeze them?
Yes, you can.
Okay,
Absolutely.
so they're not explosive by themselves, right?
No, absolutely not. That's
Okay,
A
wait,
very
wait, hold up,
interesting
hold up,
thing.
hold up. Hold this for a second.
yeah.
Actually, just turn off the screen. Wait, fuck it. It's gonna keep recording. Look at this. You want a cigarette?
No, thank you.
Check this out. These are the purple crystals in question. It doesn't really focus up this close. However, wait, let me just try something real quick. Look at this. Yeah, perfect. A bit blurry.
Perfectly identifiable.
They shine. They literally have a shine to them. Those are like shards.
Do you have any idea what that is?
They're heavy, so must be something metal? Metal?
Not quite.
No?
It's a compound. Its name is potassium permanganate.
What the fuck?
Potassium permanganate. You know that one?
Yes,
You know Margansovka, yes?
Yes.
Yeah, so that is it. And what do we know about potassium permanganate?
It certainly was not used in pirate bombs. It's a bit too
Probably.
advanced. It's
Probably.
too advanced and too expensive.
It is quite expensive nowadays.
Pirate bombs used to be like trotyl, like TNT, like that sort of shit.
Kind of, I guess.
Yeah. Black powder as well.
But none of this bullshit nowadays.
What is
But
potassium?
well, what we definitely do know about this is that it is an extremely good oxidizer. So, if we take some compound
So
that
it reacts with fire.
it does not, but it can react with some suitable other compounds, and it could self-ignite, you know?
Yeah, so basically we have a rocket scientist right here that has joined ISIS not long ago.
Sure.
Because ISIS recently was lacking rocket scientists, you
Mhm.
know. They just don't use too many explosives these days because everyone keeps dying out. Guess why? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Everyone is dying out because suicide bombings, dude. Simple as. Suicide bombings.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Sure thing.
I just was trying to remember the term.
Alright. Makes sense.
Now,
Sure.
Can you tell me what,
So
in what
why-
combination is it used as a bomb? Combination with what?
Remember, you've spotted a little bottle before we started recording?
Yes.
Yes. So, if we take this good oxidizer,
I need to fucking drink before looking at that.
and if we combine this with something known as glycerin,
In a video game,
yes, absolutely, in a dream, or
in a book.
anywhere but not in this apartment. Well, maybe if I would like to set it on fire, I would, because it would be very convenient as it is in the back already. So yeah, basically, if we combine a little bit of glycerin with this thing with potassium permanganate and mix it a little bit together, it would basically, yeah, self-ignite in fucking 20-30 seconds.
Self-ignite.
Self-ignite.
Because it would react with oxygen?
Because this thing has a lot of oxygen inside, so it basically, as far as I understand, it doesn't even need air to fucking burst into fire.
Holy shit. So it's enough. This little baggie and this little vial that you have, wait, let me bring it up closer, of glycerin. You can just carry it in your pocket or in your asshole to something like
As I did on the way here.
Parliament in the video game.
Yeah, basically.
Did you carry it in your asshole? Did you carry it here in your asshole?
You are asking too many questions, man.
Sorry.
But yeah,
What the fuck?
if we just place a little bit, like I don't know, 10 mil into this, if we are standing like on, I don't know, in the middle of the street or fucking on the balcony, we can just put some chocolates in, close the bag, and fucking yeet it on the people down.
So
You know,
you
in the
think-
video game.
Yeah.
Very
so
important.
so you think how strong would the explosion be?
It wouldn't be an explosion. It is just for the sake of, you know, scaring the shit out of people with purple flames.
Mm.
So yeah,
So it'll be like a
That-
termite reaction.
um, slightly less epic and reactive.
Mm.
But yeah, potassium permanganate. I have the whole fucking
Jesus
vial
Christ.
in here, so we could have fun with it, and we could have we could add the whole bottle of this into this glass bottle of glycerin, close the cap, and then it would be a small pipe bomb.
I think everyone is interested in hearing why you have those things.
Um, are they interested? I'm not sure about that. Well,
Holy fuck.
fuck. As a person of culture, I was very interested.
Inshallah.
Bismillah.
Bismillah. Holy
I was very interested in chemistry as a teenager,
shit.
and I was looking into different reactions, like, you know, the fun chemistry, like what can I do from this and that. I could combine things together, and if the result is fucking fascinating, then I would just, I don't know, write
like,
it down
fuck buying
or memorize.
fireworks. Fuck buying fireworks. This is so much more fun.
Exactly, you can do the fireworks by yourself at home.
Holy shit. Do you think any fireworks use any of these compounds?
Most probably not, but maybe if for the color purple they might.
So basically, without being a chemist, you can acquire fireworks, extract necessary compounds, recombine them with maybe something rather interesting, and create a bigger surprise for your mother or neighbors
Mhm.
or
Not being
whoever
a
you
chemist, you can still find all the information online. It's all available, and you can do absolutely anything depending on your tastes and preferences. So that is just one example of a thing that you can do.
remember.
Chemistry is fucking
This is not lean. This is glycerin. Don't drink
wide.
it.
Those are not drugs.
Those are not
Those
drugs.
are legal
Explosives.
legal compounds
Explosives.
individually.
Oh yeah.
Legal substances. We are not dealing with anything prohibited by the law, just in case, if
Right.
you're asking.
Pass me the champagne. And while you're on it, tell me, how is this? It's called glycerin, right?
Exactly.
What makes glycerin nitroglycerin? Do you know? Do you know if there is any difference at all?
That's the Fight Club already, man.
Because I've heard of nitroglycerin from Jules Verne's book, because I'm French, obviously, and you know, it was just
The whole population of Riga is crying right now. Fucking hell.
it was essentially just like kind of a piratey thing. So 16th century nitroglycerin, right? So this compound was discovered ages ago. It's not too expensive, and it was used centuries ago.
Right. So potentially you just simply have to add nitrogen in one way or another. So it like
And nitroglycerin is explosive on itself. I
exactly
Holy
it is.
believe. So you nitrate the glycerin.
Yes, basically.
Oh my God! Skibidi toilet. I'm sorry. Anyway.
Um, I'm gonna fucking explode, right?
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to provoke my Arabic friend in here. White Arabic converted
Mashallah.
to Islam. Mashallah. Remember that picture of Peter Griffin saying Mashallah?
I do.
Yeah, that's here right now.
Well, thanks a lot.
Anyway, stemming away from explosives, the track of the day is actually a verse from the Bible, John 3. I'm not sure what it's about, but I know it exists, and I couldn't care less what it's about. That's the track of the day, the tune, the melody to my ears.
I see.
Anyway, Uh, explosives, that's a lot of fun. Doesn't have too much practical use unless you have a grudge against somebody. Uh,
Or if you wanna hurt your friend, you know.
Because once you get a grudge,
I
yeah.
have that story actually. It wasn't my fault from the first one.
Please tell us more.
Well, some time ago, me and my very good friend from school, we went to a, let's say, little forest not far away from our house, and there was a specific fireplace made out of bricks, so the fucking homeless people could come together and have, I don't know, bugs and shit. So we started the fire, and I found a, was it like a PVC pipe or some kind of fucking plastic pipe that we obviously put in into the flame, into the thing. The uh, explosive story, part of the story would be that I also had a deodorant with me, which I've decided to put inside the flame as well.
I was about to tell a similar story.
Exactly. So, but I was smart enough to go far away from the fire, so when it explodes, it doesn't cover me in fucking hot plastic, you know.
Safe,
but
smart.
but he apparently wasn't.
I
So
have a very similar story. What the actual fuck? Just want to tell. What the
well, we
fuck?
can go for it.
But no. Tell me about your friend. Is he alive?
Yeah, obviously he is alive. Just he was slightly upset that the melted plastic covered his entire, basically not body, but with little tiny little droplets. It was on his legs and on his clothes.
You
Which
know
was
what?
a
Just
pain in the ass.
I'm
to
I'm
remove
so
it.
sorry to disturb. You know what just happened?
Yeah, what's up?
So I'm using my phone as a microphone, right? And I forgot to turn off the internet, fucking location services. And since we're discussing very interesting topics right now, my screen just lit up, and a little symbol at the very top, it's an iPhone, of location services being tracking me right now, essentially being active, just lit up just now as we were speaking. So I think this is a great episode. This is controversial enough. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Talking Voice Show. Welcome. You are not the main guest tonight, because this is the main guest. Sitting right next to me, one kind of fucking episode, one of a kind. Because I was never planning to have guests on the show, right?
But remember, you are still very, very much appreciated.
Of course, especially when I throw a bomb in your face.
Yeah.
Anyway.
For real.
Anyway, my story goes like that because I was a pyromaniac as a child. On my street where I grew up, we used to have a little construction site going on, and there was like a bit of a mud mountain going on, maybe like 2 stories high, where me and other local kids would like hang out, and we would essentially lit things on fire there, whether it was paper or aerosol cans. We would create little bonfires, and of course we're like what, 10 11 years old maximum, you know. Shit was, please be careful with explosives.
Don't
Anyway.
be a pussy. Don't be one of them.
Please, I don't want to go to Allah just yet. Anyway,
Alright.
shit was getting sold to us. Lighters, matches, like at the same time as we were buying aerosol cans. Like, what the fuck were store owners thinking of us? Of course, probably nothing good, as we were buying a couple of lighters and matches with a couple of hairspray cans, for example. Like, what the fuck, you know?
A little suspicious.
A little suspicious, but they
Slightly.
don't care. They needed money, and I understand businesses, right?
No, of course.
And that's good. So props to them. However, one fucking evening, судный день. Я бы это назвал судным днем.
Okay.
Anyway, back to English. One fucking evening, maybe like 10 kids, like 10 of us, gathered together, bought shit ton of shit, and we went to that fucking mountain, and it was dawning, so it was starting to get dark. And some kids were younger, some people were older, but I have to be honest, I have to confess, I was basically the mastermind of that fucking thing, which I slightly regret because I did not properly, tell them of safety of how dangerous it could be. Because I remember before that, we would just put maybe 4 lighters in a bonfire, something like that, like little big lighters.
So they just pop.
And yeah, they just spot, but being a meter away, just a meter away, we could still feel the shock wave, like the
Right.
actual shock wave from just those 4 lighters. But long story short, this evening was different. It was aerosol cans, hairsprays, air fresheners, something like that. And we would come together, create a bonfire, throw that shit in the bonfire, and smarter kids like myself, once again, back to the theory or at this point fact of natural selection. 5 of us would come down from the mountain, like safe distance, at least 10 meters, something like that, many yards, many paces. Please stop tracking my location. Same fucking thing
They are
happened.
curious.
They are
Whether
very curious. The government of Estonia knows. They do be knowing. A shout out to the government of Estonia. Blessings. Anyway, 5 kids would come down, including me, and we would shout at those who remained next to the fucking bonfire at the top of the mud mountain to fucking, like, it's gonna pop. It's gonna pop. Come fucking down. Why are you putting your face into the fire, little kid? What the fuck are you doing? Anyway, couple minutes pass, boom, explosion. All those kids run down the fucking mountain. Some of them have their eyebrows scorched, some of them have their fucking, hair scorched. And you see the residue from the explosion. Those are metallic aerosol cans. I think like one of the pieces even like scratched someone. But that was such a loud, proper, powerful explosion that actually it's a miracle that nobody lost their eyes, nobody, died essentially. So that's a lesson for everyone out there who is older than 5. Please don't, please. I know you're a pyromaniac, but please don't put your face in the fire with many explosives in it. I beg you, it's not gonna end good. And then the same evening, the parents of the same fucking kids were calling me and my mother, and I had to say that I didn't have to do anything with it. I was just at the bottom of the mountain telling them to come down. I mean, that's facts because I don't lie. But at the same time, I could have told them better. I could have explained them better the
Exactly.
dangers of explosives. Yeah.
Very unpopular opinion, but I think that some groups of people require pain and physical damage to fucking understand something.
That's one way
Because
to put it. Yeah.
They are not intelligent enough to listen to others.
We were literally shouting at them, come fucking down, like what's of course you kind of want to look at the bonfire, but please be on a safe distance.
Because, you know, we care for them. We wouldn't say stuff just because we want to. If it is a real danger and you are fucking retarded enough not to think about it on the first point, then at least follow the lead of
Whoever is seemingly smarter
exactly.
or a bit more experienced or some shit like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Because some of those kids weren't actually pyromaniacs and they were just there by chance. But this brings us, well, not just to the fear of natural selection, however, another theory that some people from birth have this natural subconscious death wish to them, which they definitely don't know about. However, self-sabotage, which essentially happens in every human, goes beyond self-sabotaging. It goes into the actual death wish, essentially. Like, I think people that, fucking do base jumps, with parachutes or without parachutes, so-called.
That's more
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah, that's more interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. You see,
You just
they also think this way.
yeah.
They
Have you considered like one day taking the plane and go just bungee jumping or whatever? Jumping
Bungee jumping over a plane.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean,
New sport.
I mean, you go for with a parachute, but you don't put the parachute on, and you simply jump. You know.
But before that, you actually buy the most expensive insurance so you can provide your family with money. Is that correct?
Fair enough. That's a very good advice. You better
Banks.
listen to him.
Big banks, big money, right? Good,
Exactly.
good. I like that idea. Cheers, cheers.
Yeah, let's drink to that.
Cheers to that, man.
Happy New Year,
Happy New Year.
bitches.
2024 is the year when we jump with the parachute. Gather just 100 euros to jump with the parachute, but we don't pull the cord. What we pull is a
Is a
trick
trigger.
on the banks. What we pull is a trick on those fucking banks that control. Do you know, 2024 apparently is predicted by many professors, by many analysts, as a year of economic collapse. We're already
Mhm.
witnessing it. Our taxes got raised from 20% to 22%. 20%, to remind you, is 1/5. So 1/5 of everything that we own, everything that we earn, is just going into the fucking thin air essentially, because it's not going into our fucking roads, is it? It's not going into our fucking homeless minds, is it? It's not going into our orphans, is it?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Just to the
orphans
government.
are going into the money. So 20%, 1/5. Remember, I reminisce on those times of crusades. Remember crusades? Such good times when you had to pay just 10%, when the government governing power was the church, the Catholic Church, and you had to give just 10%. Церковная десятина.
Yeah,
Right?
but you still, at the same time, you are still a peasant. Like, you are either a regular worker that is being held basically hostage by your lord. Basically, you were provided with a housing, you were provided with the fields where you could grow your crops and stuff. But at the same time, you had no freedom, you had no personal land, for instance, because it still belongs to your lord, and you are simply owing to him your salary, your crops, and you are simply living in
Feudal
misery.
lord, yeah, yeah.
So that's ridiculous.
Actually, I also have a quote.
Go for it.
I think my good friend Confucius once said, petty thief gets imprisoned, while like a big shot thief becomes a feudal lord. Isn't that right?
It is.
It
It
is.
is truly.
And it was kind of mentioned, like sort of, this same idea was mentioned in Mr. Robot, a very good series from around 2010, I believe. It's about like a hacker, but the same idea was mentioned there. It discusses economics and politics a lot. But back to big banks, because I got sidetracked into crusades as always. Classic. I got sidetracked. Back to the banks. So, experts, analysts, professors are predicting that 2024 is the year of economic collapse. And if some of you are older than 5 years of age, you might remember 2008, the economic collapse of 2008, when Wall Street people were just throwing themselves off the fucking windows because they had nothing left, nothing to live for. Oh, same thing might happen this year. It's just the 1st of January. Let's live and see. But what is a fact is that the only kind of people that didn't suffer in 2008 were banks. And banks were delaying this economic collapse till this very year. So how many fucking years is that?
What some? 16.
16?
Indeed.
Exactly. 16 years they were just milking the fucking cow. Inflation, gas prices, milk prices, egg prices, Monsanto stealing the fucking property of farmers, Monsanto growing Monsanto weed You know, Monsanto, the largest shareholders in Monsanto are Clintons, essentially. Just like they were the biggest sponsors, the Clinton Foundation was the biggest sponsor of Ukraine in 2014, exactly when Maidan happened, one of the first waves of what we're witnessing today, the so-called war. I call it proxy war because it's not a war between Russia and Ukraine. It's a war for interests of West versus whoever is not West. Well, could be West, could be South, could be fucking North, could be Agartha. You know about Agartha?
I do not much, but I still think it's the collective East. You know.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
Well, Agartha is the Agartha. That was good. Agartha is essentially relates to the hollow Earth theory that somewhere in the North Pole there is an entrance to the so-called Agartha, the underworld. This is actually factually what Nazis were looking for, this entrance, and there is declassified documents, just like I have one document right there. That's a CIA document from 1993.
Nice.
That was declassified 20 years later in 2003. It's on astral projection, so out-of-body experiences, traveling dimensions. That's a CIA fucking document from the army. Like, I can actually show you it. Hold on. But what did you want to say?
Is it basically like the dark side of the moon?
Basically, but sadly, instead of moon, we have Earth. Oh yeah, dark side of the moon. Oh, yeah.
Can you
So
move it?
right here, you see, I was reading it. I was like fucking highlights and some things. It's in public access right now, just so you know, anyone can read it. And I've read up to page 18. It's actually wait, microphone's right there.
I've read up to page 18, and it's really fucking interesting. Look, Department of the Army, CIA. This is an actual like patented document. U.S. Army Intelligence and Security Command, Fort George, G. Meade, Maryland.
That's
1983,
fucking fascinating.
declassified in 2003. CIA once again.
Noise.
And it talks about like it has some graphs. It like coherently leads up to like more and more madness. So with each point, it just leads up to madness. First point, for example, you tasked me to provide an assessment of the gateway experience in terms of its mechanics and ultimate probability. As I said, to fulfill the task, it soon became clear that in order to assess the validity and practicality of the process, I need to do enough supporting research and analysis to fully understand how and why the process works. I began the narrative by briefly profiling the fundamental biomedical factors. Like, I can actually just give this document to you, you would probably be interested. So I can print out another copy. I printed out at work because I have fucking nothing to do at work during the night.
I can believe that.
Yes, yes.
You know what? What I wanted to say also.
But it talks about universes, it talks about out-of-bodily experiences, and I've just highlighted the things that I've basically understood before, but never could find any essential proof to it. And this is scientific fucking proof to it.
The homunculus. Do you remember homunculus?
Oh, exactly.
1983.
Yeah, gamunku.
And fucking what?
But that
One and
was
a half-
fake. Remember that was fake? The egg
Yes.
thing? You
Yes,
inject your
yes.
sperm into an egg, and apparently some fucking weird thing came out. We still don't know what the fuck that thing was, to be fair, that came out. But all we know is that it was fake. It could have been something like a Spider-Man toy that enlarges in water. I believe it was something similar. But at the same time, it was somehow fucking moving, and apparently it was
So,
fake.
a biorobot.
I have no clue what the fuck that
Attention.
shit was. That was some weird shit.
Anyway, one thing I wanted to say regarding 2024 is that I truly believe all those professionals that say that, hey, it's going to be fucked up completely. You know why? Because for more than a decade already, I've been having this thought of
Vision.
not a vision, but of a specific year. I was thinking about the future and how it's gonna look like potentially, and one year got stuck in my mind since, I don't know, many years ago, and it was 2024.
Holy fuck.
Yes,
You're telling me you feel such things?
I do feel such things. I was fucking 12 or something, 11, when I first got the idea, or not the idea, but the thought of 2024, that something big is going to happen this year, after which the whole world is going to completely change. It won't be anything that it was before.
Hmm.
So, yeah, we are coming closer to something big. Whether good or bad, I have no idea. We're gonna see soon. But yeah, you should get prepared to
For a global cataclysm.
anything,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah, yeah. The world is gonna turn upside down. That's a fact, and it's already starting. I believe in 2023, all that fucking Biden administration bullshit, it all just jump started the process. The thing is, when I was in one of the residents on an Estonian island called Saaremaa, the residence was of the most popular, the biggest in Estonia, Estonian notar, who is factually a Mason, Freemason. I don't know which fucking degree, probably 33 and beyond. Um, I was with a family of very big Estonian politicians, the establishers of our conservative party there. It was in 2021 or 2022, something like that, so not this year or last year. And basically, when we were discussing the future, all that motherfucker was doing, the biggest notarius, I'm not sure the position in English, but it doesn't matter, some sort of legal man, okay? All he was saying, he was chuckling, like, huh, you guys have no idea through what big changes we're going through right now. And he was smiling. No fucking wonder he has all the fucking money in the world. Of course, those fucking changes are not gonna affect him, because as we know, richer become rich, rich become richer, poor become poorer. Especially when something like 1992 Soviet Union collapse happens, when
91.
well, what?
Uh,
What?
Was it 1991? 26th of
No.
December? No?
Well, to me it's
Who cares?
Who
Honestly,
cares?
yeah.
Who cares? It's in the past. It's outdated. It's a thing of the past. But you see, the property was getting divided, and whoever already had the money could just profit like crazy, buying all that shit. However, whoever didn't have money was suffering a bit more. Rich become richer, poor become poorer. And that's what I predict is going to happen in 2024, some sort of economic collapse, where if you already have some savings, whether it's family savings or $5 in the bank, you can somehow put it in and use it to your own benefit. Yes, but I'm also speaking to a third student degree Mason from the United States, Vicente, if you're watching this, big. And I was on a call with him yesterday. He wished me Happy New Year's as I was at work. I took a little break. Yes, thank you. And basically, he said that, well, some time ago, he said that masonries are failing and not as brotherly as there used to be. However, what he said yesterday is that, like he said as a fact, that in 20 to 30 years, Freemasonry is not going to be a thing at all. Probably there's going to be something else. He didn't mention what, he didn't mention whether there is going to be anything else. I assume there will. But at the same time, Freemasonry is failing. So the elites of the world are probably going to regroup and reunite, because the boomers are dying out and their sons, essentially the new generation, Gen Z, flossing in Ohio.
Can you simply imagine what is going on right now? If we come back to this situation when this giggling notar and
Yeah.
the very big Estonian politicians, if he said
Like
That-
he was like almost trying to like make fun of us because we don't know what's gonna happen in the future. Like he fucking knows. Like he fucking knows.
Exactly. So can you just imagine that the top of the government of the whole fucking state of country doesn't know what is going
Yeah, what's the plan for the next
Yes, what's
decade?
going to
Yeah,
happen.
yeah, yeah.
and it's so big. It's unimaginable almost.
Absolutely, absolutely. And just some
Mind
people with
blowing.
money. If you have money, you have the freedom. And if you have the freedom, you have the happiness. Freedom includes not just buying things, but also getting the valuable information about the future from whatever fucking sources we fucking have. Uh, it's honestly difficult to get to wrap your head around. But for example, right now I'm reading book called Inferno by Dan Brown. I think it's from like 2000, also 11, 13, something like that. But Dan Brown is a very big writer because in another book of his, Angel and Demons, essentially it's critically acclaimed as how the fuck does he know how masonry works and in such great detail? Because he's not allegedly a mason himself, but he discusses those higher ups in great fucking detail. He discusses World Economic Forum. He discusses World Health Organization, especially. He discusses masonries. Of course, he kind of changes the name to avoid any trouble. It's said literally in the beginning of the book that I'm reading, Inferno. But shit is wild. Shit is wild. If you're a higher up, you have the access to the forbidden knowledge, essentially. Besides all the rituals that are doing to get to the fucking level.
Just have to join them to get to know that.
Yeah, but apparently how European masonry is different from United States masonry is that in the United States you can just walk into a lodge and show some initiative. That's how, for example, Vicente started to be a mason, and in just a year, he got to this 32nd degree, year and a half, something like that. Well, in Estonia, you actually have to draw water. You have to, fucking, I don't know, be already someone to join the so-called brotherhood.
Only the elite.
Yes, yes, yes.
Well,
Thank you for tracking my location, iPhone. I appreciate it, but I'm still here. It lit up once again, as you can see.
yes, we are still here, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome back to the Talking Voice Show. Now, did you know that most people who watch the show actually don't watch the picture, but they use it as the background sound? Yeah, kinda like a podcast still. But
Basically, I did that myself to a couple of your episodes, the first and the second one. Yes.
I appreciate it, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, I was having a blessing night. I decided to enjoy the joint and draw
Well,
some
this
stuff,
is
paint.
literally the best episode so far. I have to say, it's definitely not a mistake that for the first time I have a guest, and such a guest.
My pleasure.
My pleasure, man. My pleasure. You sure you don't want a ciggy?
No, I don't.
Blem.
Huh?
Yeah, well, in the UK they call ciggies blems. Blem.
The fag.
Smoke a fag?
Indeed.
Indeed. Smoke your local fag today.
Please support the fags.
Exactly. Now, let's divert the topic from like economics and politics
Yes,
and
please.
schizophrenic bullshit and think about something lighter, like we used in school.
Like what?
I have no clue. I caught myself on the fucking thought that I don't know anything anymore besides some fucking schizotypical nonsense. But it's not nonsense. For the record, it's not nonsense. It's fucking facts. But there is a very thin line between schizotypical nonsense and facts. So yeah.
Usually that's the most interesting topics to discuss.
Yeah.
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 That's why. we proceed
Well,
with those.
okay. Let me ask you a good question.
Sure thing.
How do you like your eggs? Boiled or sunny side up? Or scrambled?
You know,
Into
there
an omelet.
are thousands and thousands ways how you could prepare your eggs. You know, so
We're not talking about cock and ball torch. We're talking about
Fortunately,
actual eggs.
Yes. Okay. Um, I would usually prefer them the sunny side up, obviously, but no one fucking calls them the sunny side up. Those are
do you
just the
mean?
fried eggs. This is an American term.
No, it's not. We started in school, and in school we have the British program. The British
Oh.
English.
Brit-
English English.
English.
Yes, sir. Sunny side up. We were studying it. It was in our like textbooks and shit.
Maybe. The
But how
Britain
do
is
you like your
finally-
eggs? How do I'm trying to get an answer
Britain
from
is
you.
finally Americanized. Congratulations. Fucking fried.
Same.
it.
I make fucking mean fried eggs. But did you know? What do you think is the American cuisine? What did Americans invent in terms of cuisine? I think I told you once even. Do you know?
The
You
only
remember?
thing that comes to my mind is a fucking corn dog, and it's probably not American.
No,
Anyway.
corn dog. That's a good one. That's very true. Corn dog. I wanted
Is it
to
though?
mention that a common misconception is that Americans apparently invented burgers and hot dogs and pizza. Well, hot dogs come from Frankfurt in Germany, where you
Exactly.
live right now. You don't live in Frankfurt. You live in Germany. That's what I mean. But right now we're in Estonia.
the burgers.
The burgers come from Hamburg,
Hamburg.
Germany.
Hamburgers.
Right. Right.
French fries.
France. Simple,
Guineas.
simple. However,
Pancakes, waffles, everything comes from abroad.
pancakes, yeah, waffles, it's like all those things are European and they just got
Precisely.
Americanized.
Precisely.
But what is truly American, as you said, hot dogs?
Corn
is-
dogs.
I'm so sorry, corn dogs, yeah. Thank you for
You'll
correcting me.
fucking pay for that.
Mhm. What Americans invented is barbecue. They
Oh,
invented
wow.
barbecue. And also Americans invented, what was it, apple pie? Apple pie is American.
So, what you want to say, the Americans
Cuisine.
have invented
Cuisine, three things.
placing a blob of meat on a grill.
Yes, barbecue, yes.
Good job, America.
Yes. And apple pie as a
Amazing.
dessert.
Well, apple pie is amazing.
Absolutely.
It's truly amazing, yeah. But, yeah,
I think talking
Yeah.
about cuisine is fucking boring.
it is.
Boring, jarring, dude.
Let's talk about Americans.
Let's talk about Americans, how fat they are.
Oh, we are all fat, basically.
No.
Yeah.
You're not fat. Me, I'm not fat.
No, I mean-
You're not fat, no.
No.
Europeans take fucking care. We don't normalize fat. What we think fat is an illness.
Have you seen the...
It's unhealthy.
Have you seen
You
the
already-
Brits recently? Like, I don't remember the statistics, but let's assume 40%, 35% of the population of the Great Britain is obese or overweight.
Holy fuck.
That comes to Europe as well. That's been here for at least 5 years. This tendency of people getting fatter and fatter. You know,
Well, liberals are essentially normalizing unhealthy habits. Liberals are normalizing diverting from Christian values, diverting from gender norms, and I think we should bring back not just slut shaming, but also body shaming as a part of bullying.
that would be one way out, obviously, but you think it is possible to do that?
Not as long as we keep voting for whoever we're fucking voting. We need to go back to drastic measures.
But I mean, can you
Thank you very much for
simply reshape? Can you simply reshape even with that or with whatever?
This is louder than a vote. Do you understand that this is louder than a vote?
Yes, if you put this mixture in someone's pocket, then yes.
Or in the voting box.
Or the vote, or the mouth.
Mouth of whoever you're voting
of the,
for.
Of the, yes, of the candidate.
Madness.
How
madness.
do you get rid of the candidates, unwanted candidates?
Feed them to the dogs.
Yeah.
Or if you're in Russia, feed them to the wolves. If you're in Africa, feed them to the lions. But feed them
Feed them.
to whoever is above in the food
No,
chain.
just feed them.
Don't fucking no. I would
Here's your
never.
last meal,
I would
Saya.
never feed our local liberal politicians. Please, they should starve. They should starve, and they should starve to death painfully.
They have to feed us.
Kill them to death. Yeah.
Um, does this work?
Oh, you don't just kill. You kill them to death till they die.
Can you name any other ways of killing?
Yes, killing with such a way that you shoot somebody in the head and they survive and they just have amnesia.
Well, that's
retrograde
just
amnesia.
an accident. That's a.
You killed their spirit. You killed their opportunities in life, but you haven't killed the person. So you need to give them a death sentence.
But that's just a regular death. That's a regular kill.
So regular, yes. I like how you're speaking. Yeah, very regular.
Casual.
Casual. Basic.
Casual
Basic.
killing of your local
Basic.
fucking governmental people.
Please don't shoot your
Hello.
local government.
Hello, Mr. Government.
Please don't shoot your
We love
local governing official in the
Policeman.
head. twice.
Policeman, please don't shoot your local policeman.
For the record, me or my friend right here, we don't have an intent of killing ourselves. We
or
would
killing anyone.
or especially ourselves, we wouldn't have the balls to do so. So if anything happens to us, if on the record it will say that I shot myself in the head 35 times, I did not. Okay?
No one.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Cheers. Look, since we're drifting into controversial topics,
Squall to that.
yeah, what can you say about racism?
Racism.
Yeah,
Which racism?
the healthy one, the casual racism.
Casual racism.
Yeah,
The hatred.
like you
against-
you don't have the same color as me. I don't like you.
That is too outdated for me. To be
Too
honest.
outdated.
Yes, if you rationalize your hate towards some race, then I wouldn't say it's a good thing. It,
Yeah.
it is what it is. If you don't like someone, you
Well,
cannot,
jokes aside, yeah.
you cannot make yourself to like someone, right?
Yeah.
So, if you have a good basis to dislike, hate, detest, whatever, some specific characteristic in a race, which isn't really like casual, I would say,
Mhm.
then sure, but just because you look the way you do, it is.
Of course, it's not good enough of a basis.
It's unrationalized. It's too stupid.
Yeah, I agree.
There is no.
I agree. But there is a fat, big, large, fucking round butt right there, right?
Which is.
I lived in the UK, like you started live in Germany right now, and I was in the boarding school, and what I saw was really fucking weird. Most of the students, I mean boarders in there who come from other countries, were Asians, and Asians were such people. Maybe they were just spoiled, but it's whatever, okay? I just saw general trends in certain races that made me think, of course, there is good people in every race type
Obviously.
shit. Of course, I was friends with one Asian dude, like very good friends, you know.
The one you bullied.
No. No. Who I believe was a Korean dude. But anyway, that's a very funny video. We were all bullying him. I don't know why. But anyway, the general trend that I just saw in Asian kids in my school is that they keep in groups. They're not outcasts. They're like essentially the fucking lead. They keep in groups. They don't talk to any other races. They keep in fucking groups of 4 as Asians. And maybe you've seen tourists, Asian tourists. They will never socialize with so-called outsiders or even ethnic people that live in the country they're visiting. They're always keeping in groups.
But still, there are different kinds of Asians.
I think
you
they're
know?
fucking racist themselves, don't you think?
I think every single person is racist in one way or another. In some extent, it could be almost zero. It could be low. It could be high. Doesn't matter. But maybe they are, especially Japanese. Especially Japanese people have the tendency to be racist towards everyone but themselves.
Alright,
That's what I've heard.
and since you've been anticipating the spicy, the most unpopular opinion, which is actually a fact, low key, high key, a fact, black people have a distinct smell because of phosphorus in their epidermis.
The phosphorus.
Black people stink differently to us whites, and that's a fucking fact.
But
That's a fucking fact. That's a fucking fact.
But wait, if we talk about the pigmentation of the skin,
They actually
there
smell
is-
differently.
but
They stink.
there is there is one biological compound that is responsible for the skin pigmentation, which is melanin.
Yeah.
And the greater the amount of melanin in your skin, like the greater the amount of
The more of a nigger you are.
melanosomes, precisely. The more melanin you have, the darker your skin color is. But
Duh.
I've never.
Retard.
We're not on the plane. Stop. But yeah, I've never heard about the phosphorus. Like honestly.
No, I read it. There was like one very obscure image on the internet,
On
but it
Facebook.
was. I have no fucking clue. Like maybe like not 4chan, definitely not 4chan because that's just propaganda. But it seems like that image was at least 15 years of age and it came from some sort of scientific, actual, proper .gov website, and it basically explained why black people have a different smell. But it's not good enough basis to be racist. What's good enough basis that black people are stealing our white fucking women and they should get lynched for that. Lynched, dragged behind the truck. Yes. Did you know that KKK is my I think it's stylish.
And we are back,
And ladies and gentlemen.
From the
Oh my
advertising
God.
pause. Okay.
Best
Um,
episode so far.
At least we're not. You're not interviewing random people. on
That's the next
street.
step. That's the next step.
That's nice.
But what the only mistake that I'm making is I'm not being racist. The only mistake I'm making as an artist is that I'm giving all my golden ideas, all the golden topics, all the spicy shit right away in one fucking episode, right away, knowing damn well that not more than 30 people are gonna watch this episode. So if you're one of them, please don't be hard on me. This is just ramblings of an artistic, abstract artist. They
You
have
can-
they
you-
have no
you-
basis. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You can call it that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's not racism. Not even casual.
Casual racism.
Yes, sir.
Amazing.
Man, this episode has been going on for more than an hour already. That's literally the longest episode we've had.
That's the longest one.
Yes.
I guess so.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Well, congratulations to you.
Congratulations. So we've discussed bombs, we've discussed Masons, politics, economics. What's next? Mexicans.
Mexicans. I wanted to say minions, but
Me? Same fucking thing. Same fucking thing.
uh,
Should I text my weed dealer?
to-
I'm on it. I'm on it.
come on. Well,
Please say something smart.
smart. Let me take my textbook to find something smart enough for this show, which would be.
You know what?
The mathematics is the language of the universe, and everything could be understood by numbers, probability, and stuff. And everything in the world has a pattern, no matter how complicated it is, but it exists in every single thing.
Fucking amen, dude. You already know what I'm gonna ask you.
No.
Have you watched Pi? The movie I recommended to you?
I have, yes.
Fucking
I truly did.
incredible. Fucking incredible.
And you know what?
Mm.
I honestly do not know where did it came from, how is it possible, but when I sat there under the slight influence of weed and I watched it through, at some point of time I took a piece of paper and I started to write the digits of pi. They simply came out of my mind. I've never like sat myself to like study all those numbers beyond the point, but they simply started to come out.
Did you see the fucking pattern? Because numbers
No.
are essentially 0 to 9 or backwards or 5 to...
There is no pattern. No.
And how correct was your...
Quite correct. 3.14159265358964338462795. I believe those are the first 32 digits.
Did you just learn them?
I did not. I somehow remember them. I have no idea where. Could I have obtained
And
this?
you, on top of that, you were high.
Yes. But at that point, I was able to write 50, approximately 50.
So, I'm fucking astonished. We're gonna discuss it after the episode. But for the record, Pi is a movie from 1998, created by the same director that directed a very popular movie in the year 2001 that is called Requiem for a Dream. And Pi movie, I found it completely accidentally while illegally torrenting random movies from RootTracker.com. Wonderful fucking website, perfect. And I watched it for the first time and second time without any sort of drugs. I was just smoking cigarettes. And it just came so close to my heart in terms of I've like my first dream job, for example, until grade 7 in school was to be a math teacher or math professor to teach mathematics. And I kind of lost that ability, you know, but at the same time, when I took acid, proper acid in 2021, Dr. Seuss acid, I couldn't fall asleep while my girlfriend was trying to sleep. And what I realized, for example, why it came so close to me, because one of the first scenes in the fucking movie is the main character, the protagonist, multiplying numbers in head, well, within seconds. He was, of course, a physicist, mathematician, and that's, you know, just the movie. But at the same time, when I took acid, I asked my girlfriend to give me two-digit or three-digit numbers, absolutely random ones, and I would not use my fingers, I would not use paper, I would not use calculator, I would just ask like the numbers again, like what are the numbers? And I was on essentially a microdose of acid, proper, very good Dr. Seuss acid. And what I was doing, I was multiplying those two-digit numbers together, and I asked her again, and I asked her again, and the answers were always right. And only after a third try, correct try, there were no incorrect tries, I fell asleep, thinking I'm gonna remember the закономерность. But I didn't. I next morning I was cents away. Like I was so close to getting, the pattern again, but I was cents away. Essentially, what I was doing, imagine 81 times 57. Oh, 81 is 80 plus like 81 again. So like I was rounding up to the nearest zero, and then I was just like cross multiplying that shit, and somehow I was getting the right answer within 2-3 minutes maximum, without using fingers, shit like that. And that's how when I just started watching that movie, besides it being in beautifully filmed black and white, that I'm also passionate about, I realized that, oh fuck, fuck, type shit. And I was completely sober watching this movie. And there is many, many topics covered, including fucking Masons, low key.
True.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You should definitely watch it.
Yeah, Pi, 1998. The soundtrack is also fucking incredible. I wish I had the soundtrack on like CD or whatever. Real shit. I'm so
Mhm.
glad you watched it. I'm so glad. 15 numbers. You recited 15 numbers correctly.
50. Yes.
50, that's 50.
50.
50 numbers.
50.
50 digits of pi.
I just named you 32. And back then it was 50. Yeah, it just went on going. And I've asked my friends to simultaneously check that.
Yeah, verify.
And I was like 2 or 1, probably 2 numbers off.
Not kidding.
Not kidding. Maybe it is inside of our heads already, since we are born. We have the knowledge, but we need something to dig it out. Who knows?
Fucking curious. So basically, also during one of my acid trips, I was really tripping on the Fibonacci sequence, of course, before watching the movie. And Fibonacci, the sacred spiral.
1,
the one that Da
2,
Vinci
3,
hacked.
5, 8, and
No,
etc.
no. Fibonacci spiral is 1.6.
No.
Yes, it is.
Fibonacci is the sum of the first
Oh yeah,
digits.
yeah.
So
But there is like
one,
a phi. The phi, Greek phi letter. That's like
Yes.
1.6, and it kind of like goes into the Fibonacci sequence. But yeah, Fibonacci sequence,
Okay.
it's like 0, 1, 1, then 2.
3,
So 2 plus 1, 3,
5,
then 5.
8,
Yes, exactly.
13.
So it's basically the
21.
previous number plus the current one. Yes, that's a Fibonacci sequence. That's why it
Yes.
creates a spiral that actually becomes like wider. And there was a lot of symbolism in the movie as well. So like coffee spiral. Exactly.
That's what I'm talking about.
Well, almost. Fibonacci spiral, it's not like a proper round spiral. It goes like wider.
Yes.
Because
Until
numbers-
infinity.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Fucking madness.
Yes. How long has this episode been? Approx.
1 hour, 13 minutes, 26
Mhm.
seconds.
Is it too much information for you guys? Is it?
For this episode, I think we're good.
I think we are.
Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm very sorry if something offended you. At the same time, couldn't give two fucks. This is our show. Okay.
Speak for yourself.
I couldn't personally give two fucks, not a single fuck, not 0 fucks, not 3.14 fucks. I couldn't give a single fuck if you're offended. But please, keep watching this fucking shit. Thank you very much for tuning in. This has been the Talking Boys Show. You are not my main guest tonight. You're very much appreciated. Thank you very much for tuning in once again.
Adieu.
This has been my friend, the rocket scientist. Thank you very much. Enjoy your day.
Ох, ебанулся, чел. В смысле ты, блядь, просто...